What's going on, everybody in the VC? Craig, back. Finally. Long awaited. I know I've been talking about it. Final update. This is going to be kind of a one of two. And by I say part two, I mean that won't be for another week or so. Going to do more of a online buy / eBay stuff that I've gotten. And I've got a few more things that'll be coming, so we'll just kind of save them all and compile them into one video. I already got a shitload of stuff to show. This is kind of a stack that's been piling up for the last couple of weeks, and I've been wanting to show it. And there was most of these I've had already for the past couple of weeks and stuff like that. But I was gonna do a vinyl update last week, but last week was just not a good week for me. I'll kind of keep it short, and I really won't go into any big details. But August 11th, the bass player who was in the last band I was in from 2010 to 2012, he passed away. I won't divulge in any details and all that stuff because that's just not what I want to do here. So that kind of hit really, pretty badly around here between my fiance and myself, and then because we were all really close and stuff like that, and there's just a whole bunch of different stuff that went along with it. And so, had a, death is hard no matter what, and especially when it's somebody you're really close to or were, and just a lot that went into it, and obviously very emotional and mentally head fucking weak. So, last week was just not a great week, and I really wasn't around too much for the VC stuff, so I do apologize if I missed some, contest stuff, videos, whatever. My bad. Just really couldn't bring myself. I mean, I had some really cool stuff come in last week, and I just couldn't get in the mood to really want to spin them too much. I'd play them, but then I was just, mentally out of it. So, but for everyone, who knows, friends with me on Facebook, personally knows me, through the phone, phone calls and texts and stuff like that. People that are really close to me knew kind of what was going on. So thank you to everybody. I've already thanked you guys, and more than enough, but everybody, for all the, well-wishings and just, being, really true friends. It's stuff like that that really showed that this isn't just, about talking about music and sharing stuff with, everybody, whether it's, VCLT or just, trades, whatever. It is really about, building those friendships and stuff like that, and there, I can really tell who means a lot to me, here physically with me and also here in the vinyl community. So really, thank you all you guys again, and just, glad to be back and showing some really great vinyl and just, getting my hands dirty again in the collection. So, VC cheer. Hope everybody's doing well, enjoying your summer. School's back in session around here, which is, the older I get, the more it's just weirder for me to, comprehend that. What's in the background? Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison. Now, if you follow my channel since day one, I picked this one up on vinyl about almost a year and a half ago. And had it on 8-track also, got it in my big 8-track haul, and found it on CD. Goodwill, $3 when I was out of town with my fiance and her family, and ended up getting a Goodwill hunt in, which the digger and all of us, you go out of town, you want to find the nearest record store, Goodwill, Savers, antique store, whatever, and there happened to be a Goodwill right across the street from the hotel. So I made it apparent that as soon as we got there, I'm like, hey, Saturday, mid-afternoon, once we're kind of done with all the, major stuff, I want to hit up this Goodwill, and it turns out everybody wanted to go. So we made a huge trip. We were the only ones that found a lot of stuff. I think a couple other small finds for everybody else, but we walked out of there with $45 worth of stuff. So it's a pretty decent haul for us. So anyway, let's get right into these. All this stuff is basically Goodwill. I gotta try and remember. Garage sale finds, one honey hole find, which we'll get into that when we get there, and a couple record store finds. So, first one up. Ooh, man. We're gonna start this one off with a bang. This one was about a week and a half ago at one of my Goodwills. Rifling through stuff, couldn't really find anything. I'm about to walk out the door, and by the cash registers, just fumbling through DVDs and whatever. and look over, and there's a little spot of vinyl, and I'm like, what the fuck is vinyl doing in the front? So I go and I start, you know, kind of fiddling through, and some pretty decent stuff in there, but stuff I already had. And then there was like 4 copies of the same Oak Ridge Boys album, still sealed, and they were like $5 a piece. I'm like, A, that's a little ridiculous. B, Oak Ridge Boys? Why in the hell? I mean, unless it was a nice 7-inch Elvira, keep that one for posterity's sake. Come on, you never know when I'm gonna want to fucking pop a Mau Mau. But this one, still sealed, $2. BMG Record Club pressing of Charmed Life by Billy Idol. Oh yeah. So brand new, still sealed. I cracked it open, had to spin it. Super, super excited to have this one in the collection. So, from the same Goodwill, about a week earlier, I think. Am I doing my math right? Need a calendar. Happened to stop in there, as always, my usual Friday run, and scored on some vinyl on. Goodwill and vinyl around here, very hit or miss. But you end up, you can end up finding some really cool stuff. First one up, British Gold. It's on Sire, 2 LP set, bunch of different really cool stuff on here. Just a mismatch of, different British rock hits. So, New York Mining Disaster by the Bee Gees, Layla. And there's some older Rod Stewart stuff, Van Morrison, Brown Eyed Girl. Nice, cool little, 2 LP compilation. Not a big compilation guy, but, for 50 cents I couldn't leave it. It was in nice shape. 3 that I couldn't leave there because they were actually, in pretty nice shape. Some Nancy Sinatra. Why? Hey, for a quarter, I won't pass it up. So you got Moving with Nancy. You got Nancy. And a nice upgrade copy for me of Boots. Original mono. Love that old school Reprise label. Now this one, it's definitely seen better days, but it was a definite upgrade for mine, especially the cover and stuff like that, so that was really cool. And I found these, which I'm just like, oh yeah. Going back to the compilation, like I'm not a big compilation guy, but when it's the right compilation, I'll pick them up. So we got the first 3 volumes of History of Rhythm and Blues on Atlantic. So you got this one is The Roots, 1947 to 1952. Just a really cool kind of early Atlantic stuff. You just don't see that stuff all that often around here, so nice to have these. The Golden Years, 1953 to 1955. See all kinds of really, really cool stuff. If you want to find out what's on these, definitely research them. I believe there was 4 volumes altogether, so I wish they had volume 4 there, but these were all in really nice shape. Couldn't pass them up. So then this is Rock and Roll, 1956 to 1957. So those were really cool Goodwill finds. On to garage sale I actually hit up. This was the same day that I found that stack of vinyl. This was the first garage sale I'd really hit. First real garage sale that has like profited some really cool stuff. Usually I'm, on Craigslist, looking for whatever garage sales, stuff like that, looking for cassettes, vinyl, etc. And most of the ones I found on there that seem worthwhile, I go and I hit up and there's nothing. This one, figured, okay, it's literally on my route, I'll go check it out. And this one, I was pissed at first when I got there, but I wasn't pissed when I walked out. Pissed because they said huge, record collection, yada yada yada, tons and tons of stuff, too many to list, those typical ads. And I showed up to the house at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. It had been like raining, so it was like drizzling out. It was in a nice subdivision. I'm like, oh, okay, this could profit in some really cool stuff. And I pull up, and the garage is literally the cleanest garage I've ever seen in my life. And literally, I think 3 or 4 tables that are sparse. I mean, like, there's absolutely nothing. And this was the first day of the garage sale. It had only been open for not even an hour. So I know full well they were just trying to bullshit. Said they had, you know, tons of guitars and music equipment and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, this could be really cool to look at. Yeah, not so much. But I did walk out of there with some nice vinyl finds. And these were all a quarter a piece in really nice shape. Tons of Goodwill fodder. So I mean, to find these in, you know, the 8 copies of Firestone Christmas was really cool. So, Shine On by the Climax Blues Band. Very, very cool. Nice gatefold. Really nice shape. Nice upgrade copy for me because mine was pretty worn. Whiplash Smile by Billy Idol. Still in the shrink. Got the hype sticker. Price tag. Very, very cool. Glad to get that. This was a complete blind buy, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't listened to it yet. I bought a lot of stuff in that one Friday. That Goodwill haul and some more stuff I'm gonna show was all in one day, so things just kind of got lost in the mix, but had to pick this up. John Miles, Sympathy. This is on the Arista label. So immediately when I pulled it out, the vinyl was in really nice shape, and I saw it was on Arista. I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And so far I'm read, just like, you know, pop rock or more like, you know, classic rock. I'm not quite sure. I haven't listened to it yet, so hopefully it looks really cool. I mean, I liked the cover and I liked how clean it was, so I'm like, hell yeah. Another one for the Frampton collection, Breaking All the Rules. Oh, nice glossy cover. I can't show the vinyl. The vinyl is in really nice shape. And a total, well, it already was kind of, you know, like mini grail status, but got even better once I did some research on it. I'd say this one was in the second box, and when I was flipping through, I could kind of see some of the spine sticking out of the box. And I'm like, I wonder if that's what I think it is. Well, you know, I won't rush to it right away. I want to make sure I pay attention to what I'm flipping through. So I go to the next box, I flip right to it, and it is what it is. I'm really fucking excited. I'm like, okay, cover's in really nice shape. Let's see what the vinyl's in. Dead mint vinyl. I'm like, all right, definitely going. So for a quarter, I was already happy enough. Went home, did some research, you know, to see what it was kind of selling for. Definitely got a really killer deal on it. And then when I posted it on the Facebook page the next day, big props to my brother, Jesse Cundiff, pointed out that there was a band original cover for this. And I'm like, I wonder what that looked like. So I pull up a picture, I start A-Bing it with my picture. I'm like, okay, this looks like they're the same one. Go and I pull my record out, boom, exact same. So, not only did I score this for 25 cents, I also scored the original band cover. And that is Flesh and Blood by Poison. This is a great, great album. I mean, we all lump Poison in with the hair bands, and yes, there was some really cheesy shit out of them, but this album is definitely one of my favorites. Got a lot more of what a lot of bands were doing at that time, a little bit more of a bluesier, harder rock stuff, you know, dumping the hairband glam look for more of that, you know, street look that really, you know, Guns N' Roses made huge. So, very, very excited to get that one. Now on to some antique mall finds. These were each $1 a piece from the same booth. I had never been to this antique mall before, and I probably won't go again just because I couldn't find jack shit except for these three, and like, I'd say 5 or 6 of the booths had vinyl. There was one that had a huge, like probably 10-foot, both top and bottom rack, just jam-packed with stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna luck out. Yeah, I found nothing from that booth, absolutely nothing. And they had a ton of different really cool titles. Some stuff I already had, some stuff was just like trash beyond belief. I'm like, well, maybe I'll find something. Nothing. So I found this at a random booth with like maybe 6 or 7 other things. And these were the creme de la creme. So, $1 a piece, all in really nice shape. Godling and Cream. The History Mix, Volume 1. Most notable for the song Cry. Check out the video for that. That was some pretty cool shit back in 84. 84, right? I hope I'm right. 85, my bad, 1985. I was close. Down the Road by Manassas. This is pretty cool to find for $1. And Still in the Shrink, Skyscraper by David Lee Roth. Very, very cool. Alright, so next one, my sole honey hole find from like the last few weeks. Just sad. My honey hole is just not producing anything, you know. Last year, just, you know, I'm there, you know, every week. $3 fine, $3 fine, $3 fines, just all killer, no filler. And he's been updating it sporadically. He's going to start doing it more weekly now, but like, he's been putting on a lot more country, easy listening, big band, stuff like that, jazz, but like, it's all stuff that's just not the, you know, like the really good stuff, you know, it's just shitty. Ugh. And then all the rock and related have all been things I already had, or they looked cool, but then they were just, you know, pretty beat up. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what he's doing. I told him what stuff I was in particular looking for, and he kind of, you know, let me know what we could kind of, you know, maybe see if he could put some of that stuff out. It's like he took my suggestion, crumpled it up, and took a shit on it. I'm like, really? Thanks. You know, I've been giving you business, probably some of your main business for the last year, and you don't even seem to give a shit. Whatever. It's cool. I'll find other places to buy my vinyl. But, did manage to find a nice upgrade copy of Volume 4 by Black Sabbath. Original green Warner label. I didn't know if I really needed an upgrade. I knew my cover was pretty shut up, so I was like, well, I could use an upgrade on my cover. Didn't realize how trashed my vinyl was, so this one was a major upgrade for me. So, Black Sabbath Volume 4, and that's it on the honey hole find. Sad. Did manage to stop in it, and mind you, these, I think Black Sabbath is the only one that I would ever find that day. The rest of the stuff all came in the same day. Decided while I was out, I'm gonna hit up Michiana Used. You know, they always manage to have some really cool stuff. Comes in and out. Oh, I might as well stop in and see. So I stopped in there, fumbled around. There's some cool stuff in the dollar bin, but it was all beat up. Cool titles, just couldn't pull the trigger on them. But decided to rescue this one from the main bins because it's been sitting there for way too long. I've been passing this one by for so long and just never wanted to pick it up. I'm like, I don't need it. I do, but then I don't. So finally decided to pull the trigger on it. Green Thoughts by the Smithereens. Now this is one I've had on CD for a while, and it's been sitting there so long, I don't know if you could really tell, but price tag stained to the cover. I mean, it's been there for a while. I can't remember how long, just a while. But beautiful Capital Rainbow label, beautiful shape. Cover's got some creases to it, and obviously the price tag stained, but I think that adds a little bit of character. I'll always remember how long it sat there. So, very glad. This is a great album, by the way. If you're not familiar with this album, but you like the Smithereens, you'll love this album. Great album. And on to my final two, which were record store finds. Was out and about. This is probably last Friday? Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. So almost 2 weeks ago. Out and about trying to, you know, I went to go hit up a garage sale. I was about 35-40 minutes away. So there was a record collection, everything else. I get really excited. Estate sales. Oh yeah, you never know what you can find. I drive all the way up there in the middle of fucking nowhere. Walk through this big barn that was off the side road that where, you know, you parked at. Then you had to walk a good half a mile to the house. I go in the house and flip through all the vinyl in a matter of 30 seconds. I mean, not a huge record collection at all whatsoever, and it was all bullshit music. Nothing good. I mean, I'm not going to offend anybody here at all by what I say, because it is literal bullshit, almost transcending the shit you see at Goodwill. That bad. So I'm pissed off. I leave hot as fuck from walking through the barn to the house and then back. I'm so pissed off, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go hit up the overpriced record store that's about 20 minutes away from here. So I'm like, well, you never know what you're going to find. I know there's a few things I need to hunt for. We'll just go. I ended up in there. I ended up spending about a good half hour or so in there just fuddling around. If I would have had a huge budget, I probably would have picked up a bunch of the new releases. Not so many new releases, but new reissues, I should say, of some albums that I really wanted, but I don't have a huge bank account, so I couldn't afford them all. And the prices were really good on them. About $1 or $2 less than what I was seeing on eBay, which is surprising because there's other stuff I see that is double or triple what it should be in all reality. And the guy's really stuck on himself, claiming that he's got the best record selection in a 100-mile radius, which I know is bullshit because the one big city is about not even an hour away or so from there. And they have tons of different record stores, and they all have killer selections and are way bigger and way better. And he's trying to stake some claim that he has the best. He really doesn't. To a degree, there's certain stuff that's like really cool, but nothing that compares to some of these other stores. So whatever. You're the only record store in that town that's close enough for anybody to hit up, so of course you're gonna get the business. But enough of my rambling. Did manage to pick up a couple of things, and very excited about both. First one up, couldn't leave because it was the cheapest I'd seen it, and not having to worry about paying extra on shipping. So everybody knows I've been on the huge replacements kick, so I managed to pick up the 180-gram Rhino reissue of Tim, which, as always with Rhino, well done. And what a great album. I love this album as a whole, but side 2 definitely goes on my list of best side Bs ever. Yes, I know I said side 2 and then side B, but yeah, killer album. I can't say enough good things about it. I love that album. And so that was going to be my sole purchase, because I'm like, okay, you know, I don't want to break the bank here and just start going bananas. I'll pick this one up. I'm happy enough with it because I've been really wanting it. Well, had a big crate on the floor right next to the register, and it was all 15 to 50% off clearance, all still sealed stuff. I'm like, oh wow, okay, so there's some really cool, you know, random extra record store day stuff, and nothing too huge out of the ordinary that I'm like, I want it, gotta have it. Some really cool stuff. But this one, still sealed, originally priced at $13, priced down to $6.70 something or other. Still sealed. Beautiful shape on the cover. I could not leave it. And this is the cheapest I've seen it. I've seen it around here going for $12-13, opened and pretty well loved. Beast from the East by Dokken. Oh yeah, 2 LP set, live in fucking Japan. Oh yeah. Oh fucking yeah. This one, my Dokken collection has been crying for me to get this. I've been wanting it on vinyl for a long time. Had it on cassette, had it on CD for well over a decade, so it's nice to finally have a beautiful clean copy on vinyl. Very excited. And did have the blurb sticker and stuff like that, which I shoved inside of the cover. So I'm so happy to finally have this. Oh yeah, what a way to end a vinyl update. So on that note, that concludes this vinyl update. Like I said, the next one should be within the next week or so. I don't plan on buying any more things online. I've already kind of spent a decent amount. But do have some really cool stuff coming on the way. I'll try to get in on some of these contests. I know I've been saying that for God knows how long, but I've been, like I said, just a busy guy. So, but this week should be more of a tame week for me, so I'll probably get another video or two in doing some contest stuff. Eventually I'll show some of the cool CD finds, cassette finds I've been getting. We'll see how everything plays out. So on that note, everybody have a safe and happy week. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.